Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Forum coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the preview Detroit Lions, Week 6. Detroit Lions going into Tampa Bay, playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lions coming in at 4-1. Number 1 in the NFC North, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, 3-1. And first place in the NFC South, playing good football. A couple first place teams squaring off. We're at week 6. We're almost at the halfway mark. A couple more weeks. Another big NFC matchup for the Detroit Lions and the Bucks. Lions on the road. So let's get to the injury report, and it's pretty lengthy for both squads. We got more guys out though, but we are the road team, so we'll go with the Lions first. A couple big news too. We'll get into this. I don't know why these guys are even on the list though. Emmanuel Mosley, he tore his knee up last game. He got like 4 or 5 snaps. Did not practice. I was saying Friday. He's out for the year, so I don't know why he's even on the injury report. These guys shouldn't be done. And a guy like who else is out for the year? Zonovan Knight was put on the injury report as well too. His shoulder injury, got hurt in that Carolina game as well. Did not practice, obviously. He's out for the year too as well. So Zonovan Knight, running back, and Emmanuel Mosley, cornerback, done for the year, gone. So I don't expect Mosley to ever return to this team. And Zonovan Knight, we'll see what happens next year with that too. But two losses, Mosley probably being the big one. We never really got to see him play in a Lions uniform. Jerry Jacobs, your turn to shine, bro. Unless something happens with a trade or anything like that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But let's go on with the injury report. DB Brian Branch, the rookie out of Alabama, ankle, did not practice. He is out as well, 2 weeks in a row. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs, another rookie out of Alabama, hamstring, did not practice. He is out as well. Guard Jonah Jackson, another big one, ankle, did not practice, out as well. And I skipped through Knight. Tight end James Mitchell, hamstring, did not practice. He is out as well. Emmanuel Mosley, I already said him. So, and then we get to D lineman Joshua Pascal, finally came back to practice. Now he gets that 21-day window where they get to decide if they activate him or not. And if they don't, he gets shut down for the year. But he was limited on Friday, so he is out as well. Will not be playing. They got to evaluate him a little bit more. The cornerback Khalil Dorsey came back from an illness. I don't know what his illness was. Must be pretty serious. Guy's been sick for a long time. Full practice, questionable though. I guess it's a game time decision. We'll see how he feels tomorrow morning. But he's questionable, and he's a good gunner. He's good on special teams, and he's decent backup. Then tight end Sam Laporta, the rookie out of Iowa, the tight end. Calf, limited practice, questionable as well. So he could be a GTD, a game time decision. Hopefully Sam can go tomorrow. And quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, not injury related. It was a personal. Did not practice. No injury designation, so I'm sure he'll be backing up Jared Goff on Sunday. And then left tackle Taylor Decker, ankle, full practice. No injury designation. He'll be going. Center Frank Ragnow got the toe. He rests. Got that vet rest. Full practice on Friday. No injury designation. He'll be a go. And then wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, our number 1 guy. Abdomen, full practice on Friday. No injury designation. He is a full go. So good to see some guys back. Lost a couple. Lost like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 guys not playing. And 1, 2, 3. 3 of them are pretty significant, I would say, in my opinion. So, but it's good to see Amon-Ra St. Brown back. Nice to see, hopefully, Khalil Dorsey coming back for that special teams on that gunner position, and that's really about it, guys. So some injuries, and then the Buccaneers. They got nobody really out. They do have a guy on. They did pick up Chase Edmonds in the offseason, running back. He's on the IR, so he won't be suiting up. But linebacker Anthony Nelson with a concussion. He was a full practice, but he is doubtful. He's doubtful, so who knows what's going on there. Full practice, doubtful. It's kind of, we'll see what happens. Linebacker Shaq Barrett, illness, did not practice. He's questionable as well, so probably see as a game time decision. And then linebacker Levante David, some vet rest, did not practice, no injury designation. Cornerback Jamal Dean, neck and shoulder, full practice, no injury designation. Linebacker Savosia Dennis, the rookie, got a hamstring, full practice, no injury designation too. And then wide receiver Mike Evans had been dealing with a hamstring for the last few weeks. He's been going though. They had a bye last week. He was a full practice, no injury designation. Offensive tackle Luke Godicke with a calf, full practice. That's the guy that was kind of running his mouth a little bit about Aiden Hutchinson. Didn't say anything negative about Aiden Hutchinson, but they asked him about Aiden Hutchinson, and he came out with a comment saying, well, he thinks he's faced better guys like Danielle Hunter and Cam Jordan, and that's fine. Maybe it's a little bit of bulletin board material. I know if I was a player, I'd take that personally. And if I was Hutchinson's teammate, I would 100%, 1000% send that to him. Like send out the statement, the comment that he made. And it wasn't really any shade. He was just saying that Danielle Hunter is a dog, and so is Cam Jordan from the Saints. So, but he's got a rude awakening coming up if he doesn't think that Aiden Hutchinson is any type of player. But so if I was Hutch's teammate, I'd be sending a little text, sending that little article about what he said. You don't need nothing, man. You just need a little bit of fire to get you going. So, but he's got a calf injury. He was a full practice. He's no injury designation. And then there was a tackle, Kalijah Cansey, calf, the rookie, full practice, no injury designation. And then free safety, Ryan Neal, concussion. He was a full practice, no injury designation, but I'm not sure that guy's playing. I don't think he is, but that's what it said on the internet. But don't believe everything you read on the internet. But he could not be playing. He is a starter too as well. So who knows what happens there? We'll get into that. And like I said, Chase Edmonds, the vet running back that they picked up, is on the IR. Now let's go through the rankings. Now, if you guys ever want to know what site I go to, there's a ton where you can go see NFL defensive and offensive rankings. I like to go to covers.com. I think it's the best one out there. I just for me personally, I just think it's more suited to what I like to look at. So covers.com. There's a ton of other ones too. You go to ESPN. There's PFF has a ton. There's all kinds. But I like to go to covers.com. But let's start off with the rankings. Offense, Lions on the board first. Yards per game, 384.4 yards. That puts them at 6th in the league. They rush for 141 yards a game. That puts them at number 7 in the NFL. Per rush, puts them at 4.3. That gets them at 11. They pass per game for 243.4 yards a game. Puts them at number 9. The QB rating. QBR is a little bit different than QB rating. I'm not going to get into it right now, maybe one day, but QBR is at 104.4. It's for Goff. That puts him at 5th in the NFL, having a great year. Sacks, the Lions are already given up 7 sacks a year so far on the year. That puts them tied for 3rd place in the NFL. Their third downs converted into first downs is at a 38.8%. That puts them at 18th. We need to get that a little bit more up. And their possession, 33 minutes and 7 seconds. That puts them at 4th. So the offense is on the field a lot, which is a good thing. Resting up that D, and then when the offense is on the field a lot, you're obviously scoring some points, or you're getting close to. So yes. And then points per game, 29.6 points per game. That puts them at number 4 in the league. So the offense is not a problem. They run the ball well. They throw the ball well. They do a lot of good things well. I think their 3rd down percentages, though, to get the first downs, needs to go up a little bit higher, but still manageable. It's middle of the pack, a little bit less. Then the Buccaneers, their offense, they 301.5 yards a game total. That puts them at 22. They rush for 87 yards a game, puts them at 25. Their per rush, 3, puts them at 31. They don't run the ball well. We get into that later too. 214 yards, 214.5 yards passing a game, puts them at 13th. The QBR is 100.7. That puts them at number 7 in the NFL. Baker Mayfield is having a good year. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people think that Baker Mayfield is this pile of trash. He's having a good year. I don't care who he played. Doesn't matter who he played. He's having a good year, but he hasn't faced this type of defense yet. But he's having a good year. So don't sleep on Baker. And then sacks, they've given up 4 on the year. that Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line, which is a very good one, led by a guy named Tristan Wirfs, who's one of the best out there. Best left tackle, moving around. He was a right tackle, moved to left. It was like nothing. So that puts him at number 1 in the NFL. It's a very good old line. And then their third down percentage that turning into first downs is at a 47.4% clip, which is awesome. That puts them at 6. So they're getting first downs. They're converting third downs into first downs, which is very impressive. And again, that's Baker Mayfield. It's you know what I mean? We're going to talk about him a little bit. He's not having a bad year. Don't sleep on that guy. Don't. I'm not saying he's a superstar, because he's not, but he's having an exceptional year so far early in the year. Then possession-wise, they hold on to the ball at 20 minutes and 42 seconds on the offense. Puts them at 19th. It's not as good as 33 minutes, obviously, but they're not on the field as long as you would think. When you would think that the third down conversion would kind of balance it out. It doesn't really balance that out as well, but that's what it is. Then points per game, they score 21 points a game. It's below average. Puts them at 21st in the NFL. So they do some good things. I think they're better through the air. They don't run the ball well at all, like at all. You know what I mean? And we'll get into that a little bit too as well. But Baker's having a good year. You got 2 absolute studs, and we'll talk about Mike Evans and Chris Godwin too. But let's go to the defense. Lions first. Yards per game, 292.8 yards. Total puts them at 7th in the NFL. Rushing against, 68.4. That puts them at 3rd overall in the NFL. Per rush, 3.3 yards per carry. That puts them at number 3 as well too. Passing per game against us, 224.4 yards against. Puts us at 17th, so hovering around average, middle of the pack. QBR against, 83.9. Puts them at 11th overall, so they're taking care of quarterbacks for the most part. Sacks, we got 14 on the year. That ties us for 25th in the NFL. Got to get those up. Third percentage, stopping third downs into first downs at a percentage-wise, 36.7%. That puts us at number 10 in the NFL. And then possession, that defense is on the field for 27 minutes and 44 seconds a game. Puts us at number 4, which is fantastic. And then points per game, we're only giving up 21.4 points against. Puts that 14th, so above middle of the pack. You'd love that too. So defense is doing the damn thing. Now let's talk about this Bucs defense. And it is a good one. 318.5 yards total against. Puts them at 11. They 94.8 yards rushing per game. They give up. Puts them at 10. So top 10 there. 4.1 yards per rush. Puts them at tied for 9th. So they do stop the run as well. Passing, 223.8 yards passing a game they let up. Puts them at 16th. Little smidge better than us. And then QBR, 75.1 QBR. That puts the Buccaneers at 5th. They're handling quarterbacks as well. And then sacks, they got 12 on the year. Puts them at tied for 27th. They need to get that up too as well. Hopefully not against us. And then their third down stopping into first downs out of percentage-wise is 47.4%. That puts them at 29th. Yeah, you would think it's a little bit better the defense, but they are giving up the third downs into first downs. So good defense, but they do give up a lot of first downs. And then possession game, 30 minutes, 17 seconds on the field. That defense puts them at 19th. But they're only giving up 17 points a game. Now again, you look at Chicago. They played Chicago. Minnesota's not a bad team. Points-wise, they can score points, and I think they played the Saints. And I forget who their loss was against. But they played 4 games. They're 3-1. But they only give up 17 points a game. And that's outstanding. That puts them at 7th in the NFL. So that's really, really good. They're doing the damn thing on defense, man. They're probably better. I would say they're better at stopping the run than anything else. They got some dogs on that defense, though. Now the roster, quarterback Jared Goff from Detroit, Teddy Bridgewater backing us up, running backs David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds. And after this, it gets a little bit confusing. We guys got Zonovan Knight done for the year. Jahmyr Gibbs is out again for another week. I think they're going to call up Divine Ozigbo. That's my call. There's a lot of people on the internet saying, well, what are they going to do, man? Who's coming up? They're going to make a move. Who's getting called up? Like Divine Ozigbo. He's on the practice squad. I'm sure he's getting called up as the third running back behind Montgomery and Craig Reynolds. So expect Ozigbo. And then the fullback, Darnell Daniels or Daryl Daniels, getting another go because I think Kabinda is out. So, yeah. And then wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Looks like he's back, 100%. Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, Marvin Jones Jr., Jamison Williams, and Antoine Green, your usual guys right there. We need J-Mo to get going. Tight end, Sam Laporta, the rookie. Looks like he's going to be going too, but he could be a game time decision. If not, you're going to have a heavy dose of Brock Wright maybe. And then they did sign Anthony Frisker from the practice squad. Well, he's still on the practice squad. I'm not sure he's activated to the 53. It probably happened tomorrow or tonight, whenever it happens. I remember him from Tennessee. Nothing special. He's nothing special, but he's a guy that can play a little football, and he could be called up if Laporta don't go. So keep an eye on that. Then left tackle Taylor Decker, left guard. This is where it starts to get a little tricky because now we got Jonah Jackson out. So I'm expecting somebody like Graham Glasgow to move over to the left, or Vaitai to move to the left guard spot, but Coyote Iwosika is officially Jonah Jackson's backup, but I don't expect him to be starting on Sunday. So keep an eye on that too, because Jonah Jackson's out. So you could see a Glasgow and Big V kind of swap there. Who knows? One of them's going to be playing there, and maybe Vaitai stays at right guard. Who knows? So then center, Frank Ragnow. Like I said, right guard could be Glasgow or Vaitai. Take your pick. The right tackle, Panay Sewell. Then we got backups like Colby Sorsdal, the rookie. Could we see Glasgow in there? Obviously, he's in there. Iwosika. Maybe they call up a guy like Dan Skipper, Michael Neese, Connor Galvin. Who knows what they do? Max Persher. They could do a lot of things here, but they're going to have to be smart about it because they got some guys nicked up on this O-line. Even the guys that are playing. Ragnell's playing hurt. Decker's playing banged up. So they got to keep an eye on that. So then the defense. Aiden Hutchinson, superstar. John Kaminsky backing him up. John Kaminsky getting a lot of snaps. Nose tackle, Benito Jones, Isaiah Buggs. Defensive tackle, Lee McNeil is having a great 3 games. His last 3 games have been outstanding. Levi Wizarike doesn't even play. I don't even see him anymore. Edge, Charles Harris, Romeo Aquara, Julian Aquara. Romeo's actually starting to make a little bit more plays lately. Middle linebacker, Derek Barnes. Jack Campbell backing him up, the rookie out of Iowa. You got Anthony Pittman in there with the special teams. And then Will linebacker, Alex Anzalone. Rodrigo backing him up, Jalen Reeves-Maben, special team stud. So we got some guys there, great depth. And then left cornerback Cameron Sutton holding it down. He's in for a big game this week, or a tough game. Stephen Gilmore, does he get some more snaps in? We'll see what happens. The rookie, and then strong safety Kirby Joseph. You got Melifonwu backing him up. Tracy Walker at free safety. Right cornerback Jerry Jacobs. Then you're having guys like Will Harris in the nickel and probably Chase Lucas lingering around. But Will Harris actually had a really nice game last week against the Panthers. There's a whole different team though coming up. So and then the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. Let's talk about these guys. Buccaneers. Let's talk about their roster. Quarterback Baker Mayfield. Kyle Trask backing him up. Mayfield's having a good season. We'll talk about that in a bit too. Running backs, Rashad White, Keyshawn Vaughn, Sean Tucker, the rookie. Not much to really worry about, but you still got to play that run. You still got to. They love to, and I should be talking about this later, but what's it called? The Buccaneers love to live off the play action, and they commit to the run, even though that they're not good at it. They commit to it because Baker Mayfield's a very good play action quarterback, just like Goff is. I'm not comparing the talent-wise or anything like that, but he's a very good play-action quarterback, and they stick to it. They run the ball even when they don't run it well, because you got to be honest. You have to keep your defense honest. Keep that defense that you're going against honest. So nothing to fear really in that running back room. They got some, Rashad White was supposed to be this breakout guy. Hasn't quite done it, and I'm not too too worried about that, but hey, they got some guys over there, but they haven't done much. Now the wide receiver room is nice over there. They got Mike Evans, future Hall of Famer, Chris Godwin, who's a stud too, but hasn't gotten the end zone yet, but starting to accumulate yards and a lot of catches. So watch out for those two studs, man. Evans and Godwin are absolute ballers. So Jacobs and Cameron Sutton are gonna be in for a long day tomorrow. They got to really lock these guys down. And Trey Palmer, the rookie, Devin Tompkins, then another rookie, Raheem Jarrett. So, they got a couple of guys. The two guys you're worried about is Evans and Chris Godwin. And then tight end, Kate Otten, who's not a bad one when used. And we have trouble against the tight ends. We really do. We have trouble against the tight ends. They don't accumulate a ton of yards against us, but they get a lot of completions against, and they score. We got, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns against us, maybe, through the tight ends, at least 2 or 3. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3, but a lot of completions. If you go look at the stats, and I'm a numbers guy, if you go look at the numbers, they're like, quarterbacks throwing the ball to tight ends against our defense is a problem. We can't stop them, so it's tough. And then tight ends, like I said, then they got Cole Cleft. They got Payne Durham, the rookie, but they have like 4 or 5 tight ends that they use too. So, they're using those guys out there. And then left tackle, Tristan Wirth, I think one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL today. Phenomenal. He was a right tackle, moved over to left tackle, solid as hell. Left guard, Matt Filer. Center, Robert Hainsey. Right guard, Cody Mosh, the rookie. And then right tackle, Luke Godicke, who's in for a long day if he's on Hutch. So that's their offense, and it's not a bad one. Now the defense, left defensive end, Kalijah Cansey, the rookie, who's kind of struggled with some injuries, production. Vita Vea, the nose tackle, who's one of the best nose tackles in the NFL. This dude is gigantic and doesn't move like as big as he looks. He looks so big. He's huge. And he moves like a 280-pound guy, 250, 260-pound man. It's insane how athletic this guy is and doesn't look it. And then right defensive end, Logan Hall, William Golston, still in the league. Left outside linebacker, Shaq Barrett, who can get to the quarterback. Left inside linebacker, Devin White, who's a good one. Right inside linebacker, Levante David. 2 real good linebackers. Devin White, more of your run-stuffing guy. Levante David can kind of move a little bit for an old man. He's not a bad linebacker. He's actually a really good one. They got 3 real good linebackers right here. Barrett being the better pass rusher, but they do use White and Levante in blitzes. And then right outside linebacker, Joe Tyron Shayenka. And then left cornerback, Carlton Davis III. Free safety, Dee Delaney. Ryan Neal is normally their starter. Don't know if he's hurt. We'll see more, but you could see some Dee Delaney. I think he's a rookie too. I'm not 100%. And then free safety, Antoine Winfield Jr., who's a really good free safety. Hits like a truck, a little bit of a ball hawk. He can play the sport, and he's a real sure tackler as well. Right cornerback, Jamal Dean. The nickel back's going to be Christian Izien, rookie, and then maybe even Josh Hayes in there, another rookie. So try and take advantage of those nickel corners. And then kicker, Chase McLaughlin. We got Riley Patterson. This could be one of those games where we're going to need to use the kicker, and because points are going to become scarce, I think, in this football game. So let's talk the Lions offense, man. This Lions offense has been outstanding, right? This Lions offense has been outstanding. Top 10 in probably majority of the categories in the NFL, even top 5 in some. What this Lions team does really well, they throw the ball well, they run the ball well. They're very balanced. So Buccaneers, they don't give up a lot of big plays through the air. They don't give up a lot of explosive plays. We are I think we're number 2 in the NFL though on explosive plays. Who was it behind? Was it behind Philly? I don't remember, but we were number 2. So we got a lot of explosive plays through the air too as well, obviously. So what this team does well, the Buccaneers, is that they're pretty good at stopping the pass. They're pretty good stopping the pass. We have a really good passing offense. We have a really good passing defense. I mean, running offense as well. Balance it. All you got to do is balance it out against these guys. It's going to be a tough task. I think this is going to be one of our toughest tasks defensively with our offense facing. Because the Buccaneers do have a pretty good defense. They can get to the quarterback a little bit. They don't have a ton of sacks, but they got guys like Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea can push through the middle as a nose tackle. He's so extremely athletic. They use their linebackers well. They decipher plays pretty quick. Devin White and Levante David. So, what the keys of the game for this offense is just use balance. Balance it out, because I think you could score on these guys. They only give up 21 points a game defensively, but I think we're going to score a little bit more than that. I think we're going to score a little bit more than that. I think we just have to be really, we just have to be really balanced. We got guys coming back. Laporta's playing a little bit injured, it seems like. Amon-Ra's a little banged up. I expect a heavy dose of Montgomery, even though they play the run pretty well. They do play the run pretty well, but you're going to have to run the football. Running the football is key, but balance it out. And then with that Buccaneers, and then that Buccaneers offense, and what they do pretty well is they don't run the football well at all. I think they're one of the worst teams in the NFL running the ball. They only run for 87 yards per game. Okay, puts them at 25. They've scored one rushing touchdown in 4 games. So that puts them at bottom of the barrel right there. So they don't do a lot of good things there. But what they have is a quarterback who's not a superstar by any stretch. But he's the one thing you hear about Baker Mayfield is the grit. You hear the competitive juices. He's one of those guys that just, he's got a fire. He's always got a chip on his shoulder. He's one of those guys. He's not going to win you over by his athleticism. He's not going to win you over by his arm talent. He's not going to win you over by how good he is. But he's got a fire to him. He's got an attitude to him, a swag. And he's got two wide receivers that will cause problems, that will cause absolute problems. So what this defense is going to have to do, they're going to have to get to Baker Mayfield. Now, this is an O-line in Tampa Bay that does not give up a lot of sacks. They are what? Number 1 in the NFL. Number 1 in the NFL with giving up sacks at 4. So, like I said earlier, they commit to the run because they want to keep defenses honest. They commit to it, even though they're not good at it. They commit, and then they hit you with the play action. They'll hit you deep with the Mike Evans shot or a Chris Godwin coming across the middle. They use their two stud wide receivers really well. And this is going to come down to one of those games that the D-line, Hutchinson, Charles Harris, Ali McNeil from the inside, they're going to have to get a push. They're going to have to get to Baker Mayfield and rattle him. Because you rattle Baker Mayfield, he starts getting erratic. He starts running around. He'll start throwing balls in the air, and people will start picking it off. That's how you do it. But the four games they've played, and I know they haven't played great competition, doesn't matter. They have handled those defenses right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have. They've protected him. They've put him in good situations. They're still running the ball. That's a form of protection. They're not getting him hit. He's playing smart football. He's not throwing picks. He's throwing touchdowns. He's holding on to the football. This defense is a little bit different than anybody they've played. It really is. They come after you. They're going to have to hit him. He's a shorter dude. Hutch is going to have to get up. They're going to put your hands up. Hit him. Smash him in the mouth. That's exactly what they're going to have to do to this kid. They're just going to have to get to him. I'm not even going to talk about really the run, Rachaad White and stuff like I said. They commit to it. The Buccaneers commit to the run, but they don't have a good running attack whatsoever. But it's one of those teams where you're like, why they keep running. So it's kind of like it's a chess game. It becomes a chess game. They don't know, what is this team going to play action out of this? Is this team going to just run the ball? Are they going to run it they're not getting any yards, but they're still running the football. And that's when they hit you. That's when they hit you with the big play on the Mike Evans and the Chris Godwins. That's when they come into play. The Cade Ottens. That's when they start coming into play. So you got to be really careful with this offense. I think the defense is going to handle it, though. The defense is going to handle it. So I think Hutch is going to have a day. If he's on Tristan Wirth, expect a really good day all day for both of these guys. They should beat each other every now and then. But Wirfs is a dog and Hutchinson is a dog. So, I'd be trying to put Hutch on Godeke, and in on the inside on Mosh on Moch or Moch, whatever he says, the rookie. So the rookie guard. So you're gonna see Aaron Glenn trying to figure out what to do with this front seven, front six, whatever they run, and you might see some blitzes. I know the Lions. If they got that line going good, if Hutch is going good and Harris is getting some push, McNeil's getting some push, Glenn will back off on the blitz. But I think this is a team that you're going to have to blitz a little bit on because they have really good O-line play, especially in the pass game. So, but I think the Lions is going to be a great game. I think their Lions are coming up victorious. I got 23-14 for the Detroit Lions. That's what I have. 23-14. I had it at 17. I'm changing it up. Because I just have a feeling, Baker hasn't seen this defense all year. He hasn't seen a defense like this in 4 games. So they had the bye last week. So they're going in, but they've had a long look at us. They have a long look at our tape. They had a chance to watch us against the Panthers. So they'll be ready. And Todd Bowles has a ton of familiarity with guys like Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. Tom Bowles actually coached Aaron Glenn back in New York as a Jet, I think as a Cowboy too, where he was like a linebacker coach and a D coordinator. And then like Dan Campbell they're like friends. They're like buddies. They coach together in Miami. You know what I mean? So this is one of those games where Campbell knows his ins and outs. Bowles knows Glenn's and Campbell's ins and outs. So it's one of those games, and points are going to be big. I don't want to see, hopefully, and I'm going to come out here and say this: Rico Beard, who I can't stand at times. I nice haven't won the ticket. Had said it smart during the week. Take the points because you don't know when you're going to be able to get down there again because their defense is very underrated. It's not even underrated. It's a good defense. It's top 10 in the NFL. It really is. They don't give up points. So when you face a team like that doesn't give up points, and then you start going for it all the time, you're just giving them momentum. You're just giving them more confidence. So if it's like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, and they're at the inside and they're at the Tampa Bay 40, 35, what's Campbell going to do? Is he going to go out there and have Patterson try to kick a 45, 50 pluser? Is that going to happen? I think it's going to have to happen more than not because, like I said, put points on the board. You have to put points on the board, especially against a team like Tampa Bay. You're on the road. Take the points, man. Work and worry about your defense. Your defense is going to, punt the ball. Punt the ball if you're like right at the 50. You don't always have to go for it. It all depends what's going on during the game. I get it, but points are going to be key, and I think the kickers are going to be huge in this game. I really do. Even though I'm saying 23-14, it could be even closer than that. I'm just saying. I think the Lions come on top, victorious, 23-14. Use the kickers. Don't always go for it. If he gets it, he's a genius. If he doesn't, he's not. I get it, but points are really going to be key in this football game. So that's it, guys. This is a real long one. It's going on 34 minutes. I appreciate everybody coming in and listen to me rant and rave about our Lions. Big game preview, big NFC matchup going to Tampa. One pride, go Lions. Woo! Let's go, guys. Big Lions victory tomorrow. Let's go.